inviting you to a special celebration of Women's History Month. Join KBLA Talk 1580 for its annual symposium, The State of Black Women in LA. Broadcast live from Doolin's Soul Food on Crenshaw, Friday, March 27th, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., moderated by Dominique DePrima. And yes, breakfast is just $15.80. Come get fed twice. Your stomach and your mind will thank you. We'll see you Friday morning, March 27th, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. at Doolin's Soul Food on Crenshaw for the State of Black Women in LA. Broadcast live only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
That's right. You're not waking up with Dominique DePrima. You're waking up with James Farr. I'm sitting in for the Queen, Dominique DePrima. You got me and Miss Molly Bell straight out of Compton holding it down for this last hour of this first day. With you, Miss Molly Bell, a little bit about what's happened contemporarily, currently with Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, and those three other courageous women who came forward in that New York Times investigative article that dropped on the 19th. What was your reaction when you first read or saw on the news? How did it land with you?
For myself, James, I don't think that all men are perfect. I don't think that all men are bad. I think that men just be men. And right now, I've had a little bit of time because I haven't looked at all the information about it. And maybe you could share what you know that they said that happened, because all of that I haven't heard. And for me, I don't know if you knew. Oh, yeah, because I remember you had a cousin on that was an athlete. So you know who Jim Brown is.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And Jim Brown used to say three things. He says, when you have a situation, 1, establish the facts. 2, eliminate the negative. Then choose your best option. Mm-hmm. For me, I've got to look at, do I want his statues taken down? Look at Trump and Epstein. And we know that that's true. And he's still running things, doing things. I'm saying when we hit the little people, and I don't know all the facts about him, you know, what he did. I think that they said that he had sex with a young girl.
That would be rape. That would be rape, Miss Molly Bell. That would be. Yeah. That's what they said.
But I guess I do too many talk shows, listen too much radio, read too many tabloids, and I see that all the time.
So
this is not my. Oh my God!
So
he did what?
So no problem with listening to all of KBLA, right? All of it, all the shows, right? We that's okay. The tabloids, I don't know. You maybe a little. You can go a little bit lighter on on that, right? You can trust us here because we're going to tell you the truth. And I was saying earlier, I was struggling with my training is to say alleged, right? Because I wasn't there. I don't know. But we've also, as we condition ourselves to be a better understanding and to believe women. Now, in every instance of someone alleging rape or sexual assault, is it always true? I don't know, right? Sometimes not. I can't imagine someone would make something up like that, but I'm not there. Something I do have a problem when you help me, Miss Molly Bell, because I'm just a basic black man, husband, father, right? And so when I hear you say, and I've read others say, right on social media, right? Men are men. That is Can I be honest with you, Miss Molly Bell?
Always.
Okay, that's offensive. Because when you say that to me, and it certainly ain't a compliment that you would say, "Hey, James, men are men, right?" Like I know you ain't talking about me, right? But I know you don't mean to offend me. So I'm just saying in general, I've read this stuff on social media in the last few days, and that idea that men are men. No, that's not who a man is.
I'm in agreement with that.
So that
I'm in. But and excuse me for interrupting you, but I was just talking about the first thing, I guess, that I've been having some health challenges, so I've been going to the doctor a lot.
Uh-huh.
And when I come home and I watch the news, and then they're taking down his statues, for me, I think that the truth should be said. Because if we keep all of our men, and I'm just going to use Cesar Chavez right now as an example, if we keep them and pull down the good work that they have done, cover up his things that he did with the farm workers, because I grew up in Los Angeles, and it was called Liso Village, Pico Gardens, by Hollywood Park, back by the big General Hospital. And on the weekends, my parents would take us to San Bernardino, and we would go and pick fruit. We would go and do some of that as children. My father was later bought his own truck, got his own trucking business, and we bought our new home out here in Compton that I'm living in. But I'm saying that if they were to find something, and my father is a minister, was a minister also. If they were to find out about something, I wouldn't want them to destroy the good that he has done, especially in a time like this, when we see a president of the United States, and I don't even, I'm none of this I'm saying is from KBLA. I don't even believe he won the election. I just don't believe it. And look at him. Look what he's doing. Are the Epstein papers real or are they not real? Yet and still, he's getting $200 billion to start wars, and he's stealing everything, and he's doing everything. Mm-hmm. And so, while we know he's doing wrong, while we know he's out of order, we're letting him get away with it, and he's getting all of his croppers. I don't know about Cesar Chavez, and I'm not saying it's not true and it was not wrong, but I've known people who have been arrested, who've been in jail,
no doubt,
who've done some bad things, and that's held against them for the rest of their lives. I'm saying that we can teach the truth. We could tell our youth that Cesar Chavez can fight for the farm workers. He can do that, and he can also molest children.
Oh God! That's hard hearing.
But we need to tell the truth, because if we think that everybody who has their name or a statue or something, but what he did for the farm workers, I didn't know anything about him molesting children or doing anything then.
I don't think, but that's the thing, Miss Molly Bell. I've heard others say that, right? This is the first time I've heard of it, right? Like almost, and I'm not saying you're saying this, but almost to say that they are the thermostat, right? That if they ain't moved, then it didn't happen, right? Like I ain't never heard. That doesn't mean that it isn't true. In fact, I don't think you would know about it, right? And I would hope, and perhaps we'll hear more later from others. If you did know about it, why didn't you say something?
Right. No, I'm not saying. See, you're not hearing me.
Okay, I'm going to slow down then. I'm going to slow down. You ain't talking too fast. I'm listening too slow. Go ahead, Miss Molly Bell.
No, back in the day, we would say, you're not feeling me. I'm saying that I believe He did all the bad things.
Uh-huh.
I believe it.
Okay.
But he did do that for the farm workers.
Absolutely.
He did do that. So don't take down his statue because of what that. Just add to the statue. We don't have no law to say we can't say that he did this and he did that and he helped the farm workers and he made sure that they got paid right and they were treated right and picking fruit and doing stuff. And then later on, or in that lifetime, he was messing with children. He's wrong about that because we tend to and I only have one person that I give all my respect to, and that's I'm a Christian.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's to my Jesus.
Absolutely.
And they crucified him. Put him in the ground, messed up his name, and it wasn't, and they were getting mad for what he did. I'm saying that I want the truth to come out about Cesar Chavez. I want them to tell everything, and I want them to say, and we honored him, and we gave him what he did. But in the meantime, he was nasty. He was wrong. He wasn't doing what he should do. I'm just saying, and this is when we have conversation. Should he have gone to jail or should he have, different things have happened? Then all of those things are correct. But I'm saying that in it, I need children to know that you may have a grandfather or an uncle or a cousin or a brother, or when the ice cream truck, I'm telling how old I am. I don't know if they still have ice cream trucks.
They do.
So when the ice cream truck come and your cousin buy you an ice cream and he's 20 years older and he says, I want to lay down in the bed with you, you don't take that good. You could say, well, that's a good man. That's that. I'm saying that I don't know if there's a time, and I don't even know if I'm coming clear across, because the last thing I would want to do on this show, because I talk in the chat room all the time.
Yes, ma'am, you do.
I hope all of them, I hope all of them are listed. I don't know how to get them in the chat room right now so I could read what they're saying, and I'm hoping that they call in. I'm just saying that for me, Cesar Chavez, based on the information that we have, he was a bad man.
Yeah. Well, let's
not a bad mamma jamma.
No. Let's reset for those who are just catching up to us and just tuning in, and perhaps you have never heard. But 3 women, including Dolores Huerta, were published in the New York Times on just a couple of days ago with their experiences with Cesar Chavez. Dolores Huerta first said she was pressured into sex with him, then later said she was flat out raped. Then you have 2 other young ladies who were as young as 8 and 12 when they believe the grooming started with him between 1972 and 1977, while Chavez was 40 years old and a very powerful and charismatic leader. Of course, it's not to take away the work that he did on behalf of the farm workers, but it is just, this is a hard one. And that's just the dad in me, that some stories you just can't be objective. Miss Molly Bell, stay with us. We're going to move this thing forward. I got news and traffic up next, and then we'll continue this conversation because I want to learn a little bit more about that history of yours straight out of Compton. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. This First Things First. I'm James Farr. I'm filling in for Dominique DePrima. You want to talk to me and Molly Bell? Now's a good time to call 800-920-1580. That's 1-800-920-1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard wouldn't say whether Iran posed an imminent threat during a Senate hearing.
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
Lawmakers also questioned why she removed a line from her remarks claiming U.S. strikes last June destroyed Iran's nuclear enrichment program. Black Chicago 16th Ward Alderman Stephanie Coleman wants to honor the late Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. by adding his name to Kennedy King College. Additionally, Black State Senator Cam Buckner proposed renaming part of the Dan Ryan Expressway the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Memorial Highway. And HBCU Howard University is responding after K-pop group BTS highlighted its history in a new music video. The group references 7 Korean students who recorded the country's first music there in 1896. Howard calls it a reminder of its global cultural legacy. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Visit Hard Rock Casino Tejon for the $500,000 Luck of the Irish BMW drawing. Drawings every Thursday in March. Hard Rock Casino Tejon, the closest casino to downtown LA. The excitement starts here at the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon.
Is this the title? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers win again, and Luka Doncic goes off again. Thursday night in Miami, the Lakers won their season-high 8 straight games. They beat Miami 134-126. 60 points for Doncic. He also had 5 steals. In the Lakers' last 2 games, Doncic has scored 100 points. LeBron had a triple-double with 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. In LeBron's last 2 games, he is shooting 80.7% from the floor. The Lakers are 11-1 in their last 12. Things are not going well for the Clippers. They lost to New Orleans Thursday night, 105-99. 4 straight loss for the Clippers. Congratulations to the Southern University women's basketball team. The HBCU team beat Samford Thursday 65-53 in the play-in round of the NCAA tournament. Southern advances to the field of 64. Their first round game is Saturday against number 1 seed South Carolina. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey LA, spring into savings with a special offer from LADWP. Now through March 31st, get a Flume device for free. What's a Flume? It's an easy-to-install home water monitor and leak detector that helps you catch leaks early and track water use. Don't wait. Order your free Flume before March 31st at ladwp.com/FLUME. That's ladwp.com/FLUME. Heading out of town this spring? Metro makes getting to LAX easier than ever. Just take the C or K train lines to the new LAX Metro Transit Center. Then catch a free shuttle straight to your terminal. Easy, affordable, stress-free. Travel smart. Go Metro.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. So, who's really paying the price? Scores of people dead and counting. Over 9,000 homes burned to the ground. Entire neighborhoods in Altadena gone. The Altadena Eaton Canyon fire is one of the deadliest fires in California history. And Edison's own CEO told investors the company has not identified any other possible source of ignition. In other words, they started it. So, what does the man at the top walk away with? Pedro Pizarro took home $16.6 million in cash, stock, and other compensation last year, a 20% raise from the year before. Let that sink in for a moment. A 20% raise, while families in Altadena are still sifting through the ash. Now, Edison will tell you they cut executive bonuses by 40%. Sounds like accountability, right? Wrong. 6 senior executives lost an estimated $2 million in bonuses. On the very same day, the company reported $4.5 billion in profit for 2025. $2 million out of $4.5 billion. That math ain't mathing. That's not a penalty. That's a rounding error. And here's the part that should really make your blood boil. Over $1.6 billion in damages from a previous fire that SCE equipment started is now being covered not by the company, but by SCE customers just like you and me through rate hikes. The victims of utility failures are being asked to pay for the utilities' failures. Sickening, shameful, disgraceful, reprehensible. You choose your own word. The people lost everything. The CEO got a raise. The company posted record profits, and your electricity bill is going up. As you well know, KBLA Talk 1580 has been out front and unapologetic about demanding accountability for SoCal Edison. But this is far from accountability. This is the system working exactly as it was designed, just not for you. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
That's right. Hate definitely loses and loves wins. And I'm working on my heart. This is James Farr. I'm sitting in for Dominique DePrima, first things first. And I have been in conversation for the last segment with Miss Molly Bell, straight out of Compton. And we've talked about some of the Cesar Chavez, the fallout, right? And kind of where things are. Molly Bell, you still hanging in there with me?
Yeah.
All right. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the phones, and before I do, hey folks, this is a great time. We'll coast this hour out. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. You want to talk to me, Miss Molly Bell? Someone just let me know in the YouTube chat that Chuck Norris, the actor Chuck Norris, why do I care about that? But since you thought to let me know, I guess I have to let everybody else know. Friday Jones, good morning. What you got for Molly Bell and James Farr?
To the good brother James Farr and to the incomparable Miss Molly Bell, straight out of Compton. How y'all doing this morning?
Hey man, we good. How you doing?
Look, I understand exactly what our beautiful Miss Molly Bell is talking about. You know, we have a way in this country, and we see it in this administration, hiding the truth, hiding truth. We can't do that. I understand fully what she means by let the man have a plaque that tells his whole story. Our founding fathers have a similar story.
Mm-hmm.
Our president, our sitting president has a similar story. One of our Supreme Court justices has a similar story. And we have a way of holding up men in general, and this is not me bashing men. This is just how this country has treated the actions of men as a national culture. We have a way of telling only one side of the story. And I think that we have to tell the whole truth, and we have to tell what people's flaws are. And when it comes to our children, when we're living in an Epstein world, in an environment where people are trafficking children, there are families breeding children for exploitation, I think these are opportunities of learning for us to increase our heart energy and our love for the children in this country. So that's the 2 cents I wanted to add it to.
But let me ask you a question, Friday Jones, because I'm certainly, and I don't think anyone, and somebody let me know if they did get this. I'm not defending Cesar Chavez. In no way am I apologizing or even trying to sanitize or humanize him. So you said, and perhaps maybe I don't want to is genderize a word? I don't want to make this a gender issue, right? But you said you understand Molly Bell. So what in my archaic man brain am I not getting? Help me understand what I'm missing.
Well, first of all, and I got to shout out Tiffany Quarles for telling me this, but she said back when this push to have Cesar Chavez memorialized, it was after Martin Luther King got his holiday. And so the community, the Latino community, the Mexican community wanted to honor him in the same way we were honoring Dr. Martin Luther King. And so that was the climate of Los Angeles at that time. And so now, that is here because, I always say things from a reparations lens. Yeah, okay, you got, this president, our founding father, George Washington, on a horse. You need to show the complete picture, and your statue needs to include this same sort of information about him. Because otherwise, we're glorifying someone without telling the whole truth, and that's a lie by omission.
So Molly Bell is, I think y'all are almost on y'all in the same church, different pew. At least that's the way I'm hearing it, right? So are y'all saying that don't change the streets, don't change the holidays, don't scrub his images off of buildings, pull him off of schools, community centers, et cetera, et cetera? Are y'all saying leave that up, but put an asterisk? I mean, I'm missing it, and I hear the argument. Well, we still have Confederate statues up across the country, right?
That part.
Is that Molly Bell? Is that what you're saying, Sister Friday? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying any of that.
Okay.
But I'm saying all of that. I'm saying that I'm not calling. I wouldn't have called in to advocate. Well, we've got to keep up his statues. We've got to do this. I'm not calling for that. I'm saying that when we do stuff haphazardly, because for those and I want my queen to stay on just for a minute in Ghana, and I've been to Ghana twice. And then we had asked them to apologize for its role in the transatlantic slave trade. The delegates from Ghana came to Kansas City to formally apologize for their role in the transatlantic slave trade on Wednesday. See, I have a book I write a whole bunch of notes in. On Wednesday, September the 28th, 2022, at the Quindaro Underground Railroad in Kansas, where the delegation and other national leaders. Now, I'm saying that they sold us. They captured us in Ghana, where I've been twice.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to get mad at that? I'm not going to tell their other story. Tell that story. We tell our story. My mother was one of those ones that gave us whippings with a strap or with a branch from the tree. And she says, I'm doing this because I love you. And I, under my breath, said, don't love me so much. Don't whip me like this. But I'm just saying that let's take a time and look at it, because that's what the oppressor does. He does something good, then he takes it down. Mm-hmm. Dr. Karinga, and I believe in Kwanzaa and Kawaida, he says our oppressor cannot be our teacher. Mm. And these are the ones that are teaching us, take down, I'm agree with them, take down his statues, do all that. Wasn't the farm workers getting paid? Wasn't that a good thing? So let him know, because if we think that only bad people do good things, then we're going to be out of order, and our children are not going to know the truth. What you have to say, Queen?
We lost Sister Friday Jones. She sounded like she was in traffic. And, y'all are two voices that I enjoy hearing from. So y'all are certainly opening me up to think a little bit differently. But I said earlier, I was mad as hell. You know what I mean? Just because, and
I want you to be mad.
Okay.
I want you to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
I was mad. I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it, but I don't know if people used to say, I grew up with grown-up black folks. Two wrongs don't make a right. He did do that for the farm workers, and a lot of them have got homes, have children that have never been molested, that have never been touched, who got clothes, who have things. I'm saying let's look at it, and that's what the oppressor does. He does dirt to you, and then he wants to take it away from you and make you ashamed of what this person did. When we still keeping presidents, we still got presidents on our money. We still have this, and we know the stuff. And James, I know you can go through, because I've heard you talk about what happened in Altadena, Pasadena, real good. And ain't no shame in you calling them out, sitting there in front of them, but you had bought a home there.
Mm-hmm.
You thought it was good. So I'm just saying, and they destroyed it, and they did. I think they were, now this is a whole nother subject. I think that they just wanted so that they could build up something, everybody move, and then everybody that come here for the Olympics and all the other stuff will have a nice place, a great place to live. I think you had a nephew one day on one of your shows who was an athlete, and the things that he had done in the city. So I'm just saying that I'm not saying honor Cesar Chavez. Tell the truth about him, because I want the truth about my Jesus. And my Jesus was crucified, and nobody could find nothing wrong with him. And while he was being crucified, and if we said don't crucify him, they said, according to Scripture, he was in the underground preaching and teaching down there. Go, Jesus. Go, Jesus.
That's the voice of Miss Molly Bell, and we had Friday Jones who called in a little bit earlier. You can call in to 800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. I'm James Farr. I am sitting in for the Queen, Dominique DePrima. Miss Molly Bell, when we come forward, just a couple of more things to talk to you about. I want to, because you're a praying woman, right?
Yeah.
You're a God-fearing woman, right? I want to know.
But I'm also God-loving. See what I'm saying? Sometimes we tell one side.
I got you. You God fearing and God loving, and certainly a woman of virtue, right? And I think that probably buttons that up. I want to talk to you a little bit more about how you are sustaining your hope, right? And then perhaps some messages that you may have for some younger activists who are in this kind of work. Just I'm gonna give you the floor when we come forward, just to impart with us a little bit of wisdom. And then also, Ms. Molly Bell, make sure you stay cool out there, because I know it's hot out in these streets today. Stay with us only on KBLA Talk 1580. We got your black.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned. Homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized. The families who watched their inheritance disappear. The wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories If this is part of your family's history, visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. The midterm election campaign season is here now. The 2028 presidential election is right around the corner. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. It's all in for 2026 and 2028. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is dedicated to inspiring youth and resilience through storytelling, arts, filmmaking, and enrichment programs for youth and families in under-resourced communities and system-impacted individuals. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit providing free and low-cost arts programs to youth and families from under-resourced communities, both system-impacted youth and those affected by the incarceration of a loved one. 1 in 43 children in America have a parent incarcerated. 70% of those children are expected to end up in prison. Through filmmaking, animation, theater, and writing, they help young people express themselves, build confidence, and imagine new possibilities. Beyond the arts, they offer financial literacy workshops, emergency support, and scholarships. Because thriving takes more than talent, it takes access. To learn more about the impact of Michael Daughters Foundation and how you can be a part of the movement, please visit their website, michaelsdaughterfoundation.com. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Dominique DePrima, KBLA Talk 1580 host and African Focus Incorporated Cultural Ambassador. You probably know by now that every year our two organizations team up to lead a trip to the motherland. This June will be our 8th African Focus Trailblazers Tour, and it's not too late to join us. But if you've been thinking of going with us, now is the time to sign on before prices go up. Our current deadline is March 20th. Join us as we travel to a country widely considered one of Africa's most underrated destinations, Zambia, home to the towering Victoria Falls and the bustling capital city, Lusaka. Enjoy a visit to Botswana, known for its pristine natural beauty and stunning southern African wildlife. We travel in comfort with luxury accommodations, a variety of fun activities, and delicious dining. We do service with charitable work at a school and an orphanage, and we expand our horizons with cultural and historical excursions. To sign up now before our March 20th deadline, please call African Focus Incorporated at 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300. Or check out africanfocus.org. Whether it's in the community or traveling the globe, we move as family. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Let's go.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
That's right. You're getting back not with Dominique DePrima. I'm James Farr. I'm sitting in for the Queen Dominique DePrima, and I have been joined for the full hour by Miss Molly Bell, straight out of Compton. Miss Molly Bell, we're gonna take Morris giving us a call. Morris, we running hard on this clock, but what you got for us? Good morning, brother.
Just wanted to say, Molly Bill, you're appreciated, you're greatly respected, you're loved outside of Compton, in Long Beach, Gardena, Los Angeles. You done put in your work. We got plenty of love for you, Miss Molly Bill. I just wanted to just say that. Y'all have a wonderful day. All right.
All right. Thank you, brother Morris. Molly Bell, you know what? I've had people hug me because I know you. So I know that people love you. Whew, this time runs on us. I wanted to talk to you, Miss Molly Bell. First, I want to get, what advice do you have for young activists? Now, I was greatly influenced by Michael Zinzin, studying his work and his activism. What advice do you have for young people?
What I have for young people is read. Read. Scripture says, in all thy getting, get an understanding.
Get an understanding. That's right.
Read books, even sometime when somebody that you're not crazy about. Listen to the words that they have to say, because, like I said, we as a people have gone through a lot. It's just, I remember somebody had said every period of black success is followed by white fear and reaction. And when we do, I know those of them a little bit younger than me remember this movie called Cooley High.
Oh yeah.
And they would go to the funeral. Yeah, and what did they do? And they pour libations at the cemetery, and they say, for the brothers that ain't here. We've got to do stuff for the brothers that ain't here. The ones that came across on the slave ships, the one that jumped overboard so that they didn't have to come here. And then if we turn around and say, well, that person did something bad because I'm hoping that I don't do anything that I shouldn't do, and I'm sure not going to tell you about what I've done. But if anything happened like that, I would want somebody to say, she did these good things and these bad things and things that she shouldn't have done. We got to remember that's the making of her. And so I'm just saying that for me, we need to, some people get mad at the Black Panthers, and some of them don't like some of the things that they did. We had NAPSIO, National Association of Brothers and Sisters In and Out, because when I first started in the struggle, we didn't have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
No, y'all had that phone tree. Y'all had to say something like Beacon 234 and get connected on.
Now you hear him. Y'all hear him making fun of us.
No. I'm old. Let me say this, Ms. Molly Bell. I'm old enough to remember. How about that?
Okay, I'm just saying. Let's not get weary in well doing.
Right.
When due season, we shall reap what we have sown, and we will get and don't faint in it. And like I said, I've been married 3 times, and I couldn't get it right.
You looking for a fourth?
So, no.
And our final few seconds, Ms. Molly Bell, how are you sustaining your hope? And I'm so grateful and thankful that you joined us this morning. How are you sustaining your hope?
My hope has never left, because it has dwindled some, because I know that the joy of the Lord is my strength. But even before Kamala Harris, and Dominique could tell you, and those on the radio, I told them that I had lost my joy. I had lost my joy. Even I thought she would make a great president. I knew that she was fair. She was a prosecutor, so I know she knew how to deal with bad people. But it didn't happen that way. And then I had lost my joy, and I told that to Dominique, said it on the radio, and I said, I can't seem to get my joy back. I haven't gotten my joy back. I've had some happy days. I've had some good days. I've had some bad days. But I haven't had the joy that I used to have. And God is going to give me everything that He has promised me, and I'm standing on it. And maybe He needed me not to have the joy that I used to have, so that I could know how great it was and how to get it back again.
That's Miss Molly Bell. Miss Molly Bell, thank you so much. You stay cool out there, y'all. Y'all get to some of these cooling centers if it's too hot and you don't have AC in your home. Join me tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. right for Conversation Live. Altadena Rising. I'll be back live on the mic. The best of Tavis Smiley is up next. Stay with us only on KBLA Talk 1580. We got your black.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BAN News Now. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard wouldn't say whether Iran posed an imminent threat during a Senate hearing.
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
Lawmakers also questioned why she removed a line from her remarks claiming U.S. strikes last June destroyed Iran's nuclear enrichment program. Black Chicago's 16th Ward